Okay, I'm recording a brief interview with Rabbi Debbie Young Summers at the Western Synagogue in
West London Synagogue.
West London Synagogue. I'm a bit jet lagged, so maybe a bit blurry, so I'm going to focus on her. And Debbie, I'd like to ask you about this synagogue. It seems very arts oriented. I saw you had a Latin night. I know you have a cabaret night. I saw you have a film club. Um, what prompted this?
Well, the Latin night and the dancing is actually groups who just hire our space, so we can't really take a lot of credit for that. But we have an open arts cafe once a month, which is young upcoming artists come and practice something or share something or perform to get feedback for themselves and to entertain. And there are people of all sorts of cultures and faiths that come and enjoy it from across London. It was partly wanting to create a young adult space where people would come into the synagogue for when they might not otherwise come in and to experience synagogue, but also to create opportunities for cultural dialogue and interfaith dialogue, and just sort of opening the synagogue doors up a bit to lots of people. Our film club also meets once a month, and that's really about showcasing Israeli films and having a dialogue within the congregation about Israel and what happens, and art is a good way into conversation. So we show usually Israeli films, but sometimes just topical films like The Infidel, which came out last year, which looked at Jewish-Muslim relations in the UK in a slightly comic manner. It wasn't always funny, but it was pretty good. And we had an interfaith audience come and enjoy that, but usually the films are an opportunity to have a dialogue about something artistic in the community.
Okay. Now, what is your exact job here? What areas do you cover?
I am a rabbi with overall responsibilities for interfaith, and I also cover the Jewish Preparation Program, which is our conversion program.
Okay.
We all do a bit of everything, so we all take services, we all do pastoral care, but we all have sort of an overview of one area or two areas.
Because I was trying to remember what for you, because you had education related to your name.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask some about arts and education and how that functions here, but you somewhat answered that.
Yeah, I mean, we also use a lot of creative arts, crafts, theatre type stuff with our religion school. So we've just had a 4-week summer program with them where we try to take them out of their normal classes and do different things. So we've really focused this year on arts, particularly. They had one trip to the National Gallery to look at biblical paintings. We had a week of ritual crafts, so making ritual items. They had a photography week going around trying to depict biblical stories with photographs. And I think the kids really enjoyed that. We also have a Rosh Chodesh group which tries to look at making your own ritual items in a lot of their sessions, not all of them, and that's mostly just because that's an interest of mine. That I think when we learn about the ritual and we understand the ritual and then we create a part of the ritual, it becomes that much more meaningful to us. So we've had a session making beaded kippot.
I noticed that. I love those.
And we've done things like understanding Shabbat candle lighting and making our own candles, all sorts of different areas.
And well beyond Miriam as well.
Yeah, but it's really about making the ritual meaningful and creating things that are special.
Yeah. Well, I'm really interested to hear that you use theater. Do you do that with the adults who attend here?
Not so much. It's mostly oriented for the children. There used to be a club to go to the theatre, and they still very occasionally do that. But that's more about having social groups to go and do things with.
Judaism's relationship with the theater is very interesting. So, but my interest in that right now is the Globe is doing Shakespeare in the Bible. They've done in the past Shakespeare and Jews.
Interesting.
And Shakespeare and Islam. And I'm wondering if you know of this synagogue or any synagogues or religious organizations ever participated with the Globe in that.
Not that I know of. I don't know anything about them. May well be, but I haven't heard about it.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes when you get a theater like the Globe, they'll go for religious studies seminaries at universities. It operates a little bit different here, so sorry, just got a phone call.
Hi, Julia. Yes, I'll be right down. I just sent you an email. I'll be right down. Sorry. Bye.
Okay, well, we can wrap it up here.
I'm sorry.
I know how it goes. I almost canceled myself.
Okay.
Well, at least I can try and get my phone working here because it doesn't at the
If you need
at
to
the
plug
door.
anything in, you're very welcome.
Okay, so yeah, it's very interesting. The synagogue I attend, I have a love-hate relationship with. It's partially old, stiff Reform Jews, and it's partially uptown Minneapolis, which is very much arts-oriented. A lot of actors in the area, a lot of visual artists, a lot of dancers, a lot of performers. But they're not necessarily attending that synagogue, and there hasn't been a conscious attempt to use the arts, as I've seen happening here, even as much use of this space. So it's very interesting to see what you're doing.
And we also have art exhibitions. We have spaces. I mean, we had a student who just returned from a year in Israel and came bounding up the stairs and said, like, I had to produce a load of art because I needed to respond to what was happening to me. Can I show it? And of course we want to show it and create that interest and dialogue. She's 19, going off to university, and as a child of the community, so we want to make that happen for her. So it's just about finding ways of using art to make people's Judaism mean more for them.
Okay, so any hopes, goals, plans?
No, getting through the week generally at the moment. I don't have a very big picture at the moment because I'm just drowning, but yeah.
Okay, and is there any formal arts committee?
We don't really do committees. And I think people who are just interested bring it in. We have a council who meet, but there's no particular art representative on it that I know of. But the head of the education department might know that they want to use something particular, or yeah, that'd be how it works.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much. I know you need to get to your meeting.
Apologies.
But this has been helpful.
I'm sorry for dragging you all the way up here.
Well, that's the way it goes sometimes. Now I have more time to eat.
Good.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.